Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my 2017 product favorites. These are products that may not have necessarily came out in 2017, but they're products that came across my path in 2017 that I absolutely love. I can't stop talking about them to everybody and recommending them to everybody. Just kind of want to make this video to spread this further because I love these. And if you like these too, let me know. Tell me down in the comments. And if you're kind of curious about some of these products or on the fence, I would highly suggest that you at least go check them out, look into them, because they work so well for me, and I do recommend all of these products. Let's just get right into it because there's quite a few here and we don't want to be here all day. Both of our times are valuable. First thing, simple micellar cleansing water. This is, let me just open it up. This is the first micellar water I've tried. It's the only micellar water I've tried. This is probably my second or third bottle of this, and I'm planning on purchasing more. Micellar water was something I was incredibly skeptical of, primarily because I was like, I have access to clean water. Why would I pay for water? It just seemed like so extra, and I'm probably more of a skeptic than I need to be, but I am. And this, I was like, alright. I saw many reviews on micellar water and kind of looking into if it is like necessary. And don't get me wrong, some are mixed, but a lot of people use it. And I was just like, oh, kind of want to try it. This is from the drugstore, so it is more affordable than some of the ones. I'm like, who would pay, like, this is already, like, to me, because I'm like, it has water in the name. Why would I pay for water? I'm like, the first ingredient is water, so I'm like, why would I pay more for water? So I don't know if I would ever buy anything more expensive in terms of micellar water, but I absolutely love this. It is so gentle on your skin. It's not harsh at all. It just cleanses so well. Any oil or dirt that has built up, particularly, this is kind of like my first step in the morning, so overnight, it kind of just takes everything off when I get up, and it's just like a nice clean surface to start from. And then I do use it at night just to help make sure I've gotten off all of that makeup that was pretty much caked on my face all day. So I absolutely do love this, and I do think that if you're interested in micellar water, you should definitely check it out. If you are already into micellar water, let me know if you've tried this or if you have another favorite, because I just don't see myself spending more than this. But I am open to trying other ones, but I do love this one, and this is kind of my go-to right now. And it is a twice a day type of thing. So simple cleansing micellar water, definitely one of my 2017 favorites. Moving along, I think we're going to kind of start in the skincare type of environment, and then we'll just transition to whatever comes up. So the next thing in skincare is Pixi Skin Treats. This is the Glow Tonic with 5% glycolic acid. It is an exfoliating toner. Again, I was not really into the chemical exfoliants. I hadn't really tried a lot of them, period. I had tried a couple here and there, but never something that I would use consistently. So this was kind of something that actually someone at Shoppers Drug Mart said to try. It was one of the employees, and she was like, honestly, I was looking at the Pixi area in the store, and I was kind of like, oh, I like the packaging. It's super cute. It's like, it's expensive for a drugstore, but it's not like, what is it doing in a drugstore? And I was like, asking her about if she knew anything about, I think it was an eye primer or something, just because I wasn't happy with the one I currently had, and I was considering trying a different one. And then she had asked me if I had tried their Glow Tonic, and I was like, no, I saw it on the shelf and it looked cute. And she was like, honestly, it's like probably the thing that sells out the fastest. People love it. If you love it, you love it. And I'm like, interesting. So of course, me being a smart consumer, if I'm going to be a slave to consumerism, I'm going to try to do it in the smartest, most educated way I can. So I do quite a bit of research before I buy products because I hate wasting. I hate wasting products, and I hate wasting my money. So I do quite a bit of research before. I watch many reviews, which is also kind of why I started this channel, because I want to make sure that my reviews get out there as well, because if anyone else is like me, it's kind of like the more the merrier, welcome to the party type of deal. So many reviews on this, a lot of positive, a few negative, people who had bad reactions to it. I don't have particularly sensitive skin. I have probably more of a normal in terms of sensitivity. That being said, I generally do have a little bit of a mild reaction the first time I use any new product. It's like, it's just this thing, and then the second time I use it, it's not an issue. And it's like reaction where it just feels a little off or a breakout. But then I use it again and it's literally no problem. So it's kind of just like, I love this though. Exfoliating toners, I was a little nervous about like building up, being able to use it. I'm still pretty cautious of how often I use this. It's not something that I use every day. Probably use it a couple times a week. But it really helps just kind of tone that surface of your skin. It really exfoliates anything, like gets rid of all of those dead skin cells, and it's fantastic. Once I'm out of this is the small version, I am going to buy the bigger size because I do use it and I have absolutely no problems with it, and I have noticed that it just kind of like, it just makes my face look nice. It just looks nice, and I absolutely do like this. So I would recommend that if you have tried Pixi, you consider looking at this, because I'm only telling you guys products that I absolutely love. And the next product is also from Pixi. This is the Lash Nourish Makeup Remover Pads with argan oil and panthenol. Like I said about reactions, I had a pretty distasteful reaction the very first time I used this. It actually, because it's going around, it's eye makeup remover pads, so it's on your eyes. So the first time I used this, I actually was like, I don't think I'm gonna ever use this again. It kind of was uncomfortable, it kind of stung a bit, and obviously I didn't put it in my eye, but it just kind of irritated the very delicate skin around my eye, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. However, I did try it again because I do know I have this pattern where often the first time I use something is the worst time, and then after that it's just it works. It works great. So I did try it again, and since then I have absolutely loved these. This is my second little container of these. They're so easy to use, and they just, honestly, it's I put them on for the 10 seconds or whatever it says. I think it's 10 seconds, that's what I put them on for, and you just wipe, and almost everything is gone. It's just whew. And you look at the pad and it's your entire eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara is just whew, in stripes. I'm like, oh. And because this year I've kind of really gotten into skincare and really making sure that my makeup is coming off at the end of the day, because I really don't want it to settle into my skin. I have loved these, and I'm just going to continue to buy these. I haven't found anything else that I like better than these, but I will note that I do use these in combination with one of my other favorites, which is from TooFaced. It is the Mascara Melt Off Cleansing Oil Waterproof Makeup Dissolver. So this is I like the applicator, because look at that. It is a mascara wand that you kind of work in your lashes, and it basically coats them with a nice cleansing oil that really helps take off your mascara gently. So you kind of put that on first for a few seconds, then I go in with the Pixi Lash Nourish pads, and everything just comes off, and it is so good. It is so good, and I think it's, honestly, I'm not necessarily sold on this formula. I feel like it works well, especially in combination with this. However, I love the applicator. I love this more than any other eye makeup remover. In terms of getting mascara off, I feel like it's so convenient to just coat your lashes. I highly recommend this. Yeah. The next thing I would like to talk about is from The Ordinary. This is the hyaluronic acid 2% plus B5. This is kind of what they recommended to me when I went in there, and they kind of told me it was to help hydration. I'm in Canada, it's winter. I'm gonna tell you, it's really, really dry. Really, really dry. This is my second bottle of this, and there was a time in between bottles where you know, I had a couple days where I wasn't using it because I was in between, and my skin just started to flake on my cheeks. Of all places, like my skin, like forehead, okay, my chin was flaking, but my cheeks were having visible flakes because it was that dry. So I'm very cautious, especially in winter, because summer it's just so humid that you don't have to worry about it. Winter it's so dry that it, like, you can feel it. You can feel the moisture leaving your skin. And this I found has helped so dramatically. I'm not sure if I'm going to really need to use this in the summer, but for the colder, drier months, this is amazing. And it is part of my daily routine, both in the morning and at night before I moisturize. So I highly, highly, highly recommend this. I do like that this Ordinary brand is pretty simple in terms of ingredients and what it is. And I know they do that to help keep their costs lower, so I like it. I like it a lot, and there's a few other products from The Ordinary that I'm currently still on the fence on, but this is definitely one that I am not, and I'm totally for. Again, this is like my second bottle of this, and it's been helping so much with this drier weather, so definitely take a look at that. The next thing I would like to mention is a moisturizer. This is GlamGlow Thirsty Mud Hydrating Treatment. I don't know if you can even see this. The light's like really strong right now, but this is amazing. It is, like, the only thing I wish it wasn't a pot. I don't know, am I the only one? I feel like a lot of people complain that things are always in pots, and I'm like, why do we keep making them in pots? Are they just not able to work as like a pump or in any other form? Anyway, that aside, I love this. So because it is so dry, I am very cautious of moisturizers and kind of what I'm using on my face. And I had actually gone on to the Sephora, you know, they have like the little chat where you can chat with other customers, you can ask questions about products. So I just went in there and I asked, I'm like, hey, like, I'm looking for a really hydrating moisturizer or mask that I can leave on overnight so my skin feels hydrated and moisturized first thing in the morning versus dry first thing, and then I'm like trying to moisturize first thing in the morning to help remedy the overnight stress. And somebody had recommended this to me. I got the small one first, so this is the larger size. I love it. Oh my god, it smells, first of all, it smells amazing. It's just, it smells so good. I normally don't think moisturizers smell great. I don't even know what scent this is, but I love it. And I love how thick it goes on. It's a perfect mask. I would never use this for me during the day because it would take way too long to like actually absorb, but I do find that when I do use it, it really does keep my skin soft and moisturized overnight, and then when I cleanse in the morning and just kind of take off any residue, it's overall a much better situation. So GlamGlow, again, is a new GlamGlow is a company that I've kind of been introduced to in 2017. I've tried a few other of their products that I'm still figuring out how much I like them, because I know I like them, but it's like, how much do I like them? Because it's pricey. So I do love this. I'm glad I bought the larger size. I am using it pretty much every night right now because it is so freaking dry. So yeah, I would highly recommend that. The last kind of thing for skincare that I would like to mention, and it's very, very, very pricey, but I am so happy with it. The Clarisonic SmartProfile Uplift. Oh my god. This is pricey. There's no sugarcoating. I bought this myself with Tati's discount code because when I saw that, I was like, I was on the fence because of the price. But her reviews of it are always so great. And I think what kind of sold me on it, because the first time we heard of Clarisonic, I've kind of heard about it as, with the cleansing heads. And I'm like, that sounds great, but do I need that? Like, do I really need that? I don't think you do. I mean, I love it. I love how it feels. But then with all of the different heads that work on this. So this is the SmartProfile Uplifting Head. So this is the one that's supposed to help firm and, you know, keep your face lifted. I don't know if it does that. I'm not that old, but I absolutely love it. I love it. It feels so nice. And I'm not going to lie to you, I love the cleansing head. And I love that this is waterproof, and I can bring it into the shower and cleanse my face in the shower. It's just so much easier. So I use it quite often, but not every day. And then I think what kind of nailed it for me was like, alright, I really want to get this, was the fact that it has a foundation head. And you know what? And how well people have said the foundation head works, because I don't like brushes for applying foundation. I don't. I feel like it looks odd. Don't love it. This, though, with the foundation head, it is amazing. There's some foundations I actually prefer using this with, and it spreads things out, and it looks so good, and it's very rare that I would even need to go in with a blender or a sponge afterwards. It is that good, and because it has all of these different functions, it kind of was like, alright, is it worth the money? You kind of have to decide that yourself because it is so expensive, but for me, absolutely. Like, if this broke, I would absolutely go buy another one because I love it that much. And, like, in terms of the charging it and stuff, like, I got this in November with the discount code, and I think I've charged it maybe 3 times since I got it. Like, it is pretty good. Like, there's no way I could have lasted with my phone only charging it 3 times. So I don't use it every day, but I still use it quite often. A few times a week at least. And this head, like, I wish it was like metal or something so it didn't tug a little bit. I feel like it does tug a little on my skin, unless I really saturate my skin, which maybe is the point. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. But I kind of wish it was like a metal or something so it kind of glid a little bit more smoothly across the skin. But I love it because it feels so nice. It's like a massage. Just like, oh, it's a face massage. It's gorgeous and gorgeous. It's lovely. I feel so happy when I use it. And I'll use it multiple times just while I'm watching TV because I'm like, like this. Yep, that feels so good. Let me just continue to watch. So this is absolutely something I would recommend that you consider if you can afford it. Otherwise, it is expensive. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I kind of waited till I was at this point in my life to even consider trying it. It's so pricey. I really wish they would lower the price. But I am telling you, I am so happy with this product. This is probably the most expensive thing I did buy for myself in 2017, and I'm so happy. I have no regrets on this product. I have regrets over other products, for sure, that costed much less than this, so I'm really happy that I don't regret buying this, and it is something that I use it often, and I love it. I love it. So, Clarisonic SmartProfile, fantastic for me. Definitely a must-have. So moving on, kind of done the skincare section, let's just go into kind of your face. My favorite concealer that I kind of found in 2017 and discovered is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. This is the shade NW20. I find this works amazing. This isn't what I'm wearing today, but this is my favorite concealer, hands down. I had heard, I've done some research before I bought it. I heard pretty good reviews. So, you know what, I was like, alright, I need a new concealer. I want to try it. The coverage is probably amazing on this in terms of comparing it to some of the other things that I've tried. Like, what I'm wearing today is Tarte Shape Tape, and I like this better. I don't dislike the Shape Tape in any way. I do use it often. I kind of alternate, but I like this better. I find that this is a little bit more opaque on my skin, and I have quite dark under eyes. It's probably my biggest problem area on my face, and this, it doesn't crease, it helps cover them more effectively, and it's definitely a must-have for me. As you can see, I've used up probably 2/3 of this bottle, and I'm gonna probably buy more because I absolutely love this. Yeah, it is. There's nothing else I can say about it other than it works amazing. It's full coverage. It blends very nicely into every other foundation I'm wearing, and it really does help cover the darkness. Don't get me wrong, I feel like it's actually, I have very, very dark under eyes, so I'm sure you can see it even with the Shape Tape that I'm wearing today. But I absolutely, absolutely do love this, and it really doesn't crease on me. Where I do find that I do get a little bit of mild creasing with the Shape Tape. So I would recommend this, and I would definitely encourage you to consider trying it, because it works so, so well for me. Let me know your thoughts. The next thing I wanted to talk about was foundation. So my favorite foundation of 2017 is definitely the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is in the shade 2.0. I like myself a very natural coverage, very light to medium coverage foundation. I want to smooth everything out, but I don't want it to look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, you know? And this doesn't make me look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup, but it does make me look like I have amazing skin. So I absolutely love this. I got this earlier in the year, and I'm probably almost done the bottle. I've shaken it up earlier, so it's still probably like around here. But this is definitely something that I was really impressed with how much I like, to the point where people don't even know that I'm wearing makeup. Like, my boss, she doesn't like foundation because she's a bit older, and she finds that it does kind of look odd on her skin. It looks like too heavy, and I'm like, I use this, and she's like, you wear foundation? And I was like, yep. And then there's the whole argument, like, well, why wear it if people don't notice? Because it does help. It makes me look like I have very nice skin. Because she's like, you always look like you have really nice skin. I didn't realize you wear foundation. And I'm like, yes, I do. And it is a very light and very natural finish, and I 100% would recommend it. So Urban Decay Naked Skin, love, 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 love this foundation. So definitely a 2017 favorite. Moving right along, I'm going to get through the rest of these products. For eyes, the Tartelette palette. This is an all matte palette. Absolutely love, 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 love it. All of these shades are kind of, well, they're all mattes, but they all really complement my skin tone. I do tend to go with a very natural eye look. I do like to punch it up sometimes, generally with a shimmer, but this is kind of, these blend so, so well. There's a little fallout, but you just tap your brush and it's fine. But they do blend well, and I'm no eyeshadow expert, but I do know how much I love this, and I absolutely, absolutely love this product. I have not tried the Tartelette in Bloom or the Tartelette Toasted. I obviously would be interested in trying them just because I do love this one so much, but these colors, and because they were all mattes and I didn't really have an all matte palette at the time, they just worked for me, and I have tried every single one of these colors, and I use them. Like, there's colors I use more than others, for sure. There's some that I use all the time, actually probably every day. So I think I might add some of these to a project pan for 2018. But I absolutely, absolutely would recommend that you check out this palette if you are looking for a good, more neutral matte palette, because this is, it is perfect, absolutely perfect for me. And definitely I'm so glad I bought it. And also really like palettes, I love them because I think it's just because they look pretty. It's like cute packaging, and then you got all these colors and things, but it's like, what are you actually going to use? And the fact that I use every single one of these colors says a lot to me. So I'm really, really happy with this purchase, and I would recommend that if that's something that you're into, you check it out as well, because it is beautiful and it blends like a dream. Like, it is fantastic. Another product from Tarte that I wanted to mention was their blushes. I have quite a few because I got, let me just show you. So I have this little blush that I got as a sample in probably one of my subscription boxes, and it is the shade Quirky, and this is the Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush. This stuff does last all day, and it looks so natural. It's amazing. So this is the shade Quirky. I had actually gone out and then bought another shade because I was like, I need a more cool tone shade. So this is the shade Flush, and this is just more of a pink shade, with the other one is more coral. And then I also got this palette. It is the Blush Bazaar Amazonian Clay Blush Palette. Look at all of these shades. Oh, they're so good, and I have used every single shade in this as well, except for this one. I have not used it yet. That's the shade Extraordinary, but every other shade, they have a couple highlighters in here as well, I've used in some way, and often I blend blushes. Every one I like. I like it for different reasons, for different looks, and they last. They last all day. It doesn't look patchy. It looks so smooth, so beautiful. This is definitely something that I think a lot of people would really enjoy, especially if you're like into like switching up your blush look, because there's just so many different colors in here that it really does work. Otherwise, just if you know what shade you want, just pick up a little, like a actual just individual one, because it's the same formula. Love them. These are different shades than all of the ones in here, so I do have quite a lot in terms of Tarte blushes, but they're my go-to. Like, there are some drugstore blushes that I do use, but nothing really kind of works as well as these two, and they last. They last, and you can go for a very natural look, or you can really build them up if you want something punchy or you're taking some photos, you know. So that's kind of, you know, those are my blushes for 2017. The next thing I'm going to talk about is lips. This is the Clinique Pop Matte Lip Color and Primer in the shade Cute Pop number 14. This, I liked the color, so I was like, you know what, I haven't really tried a Clinique lipstick, so I was like, let me give it a shot. I like the color, and I was kind of looking for this like dusty rose kind of color. This is what I'm wearing today. I absolutely love not only the color, but the formula. Like, yes, it's a little bit of a matte, but it's not overly matte. It's not super drying. It's actually quite hydrating. The fact that it has a primer in here as well is just like, so like it's like one swipe and you're good. And even the shape of it, like you've got the point, so you can kind of go in there and like carve out your little Cupid's bow. And oh, I love it. And I loved it so much that I was actually so surprised, because I'm not a big lipstick person. And my sister's very similar to me, and I was like, you have to try this to see if it was just like me going through something that day or what the hell it was. And I made her try it. She tried it and fell in love with it instantly as well. And I was like, instantly just in love with this product, to the point where I'm like, I need to go buy more shades, because it's like my go-to color. It works so well on my skin, and I do have naturally pigmented lips, and this is just a couple shades darker, where it sits very well on there. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't like smear all day, and it does kind of give you like that matte finish, but it's not overly matte and it's not overly drying, which again is my biggest issue of the year. So this is absolutely something that I would recommend. The one thing I do also want to say is that I also use this product by Clinique. It is Clinique Pep Start Pout Restoring Night Mask. I pretty much use this almost every night on my lips because it is so dry. My lips are very delicate, and they do dry out really fast. So this is definitely something that I would recommend if you do have very dry lips. I bought this for my mom as well, because I'm like, honestly, this is saving my lips, saving them. And it is so thick, and it really protects your lips. They wake up and they're not cracked or chapped or anything. And then I can just kind of dab it off, put on a lip balm, do my makeup, put on some lipstick, and it's totally fine. And considering how dry it is, this is impressive. So definitely I would recommend, definitely a favorite of 2017. Am I at the last thing? No, I'm almost at the last thing. The next thing I want to say, this isn't a cosmetic product, but I did get it in a FabFitFun box, is the This Works Deep Sleep Pillow Spray. Fall asleep faster, naturally, and wake up refreshed. I was super skeptical about this product. I know a lot of people did have issues with the product because they have certain reactions and sensitivities to essential oils. I'm just skeptical of essential oils. I didn't think that they actually did much, and that's just me being naive and a little bit ignorant. So I got this in my box and was like, at the time I was having a lot of trouble sleeping, so I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try it out, and if I don't like it, I have a friend who I know will love this. So I'm like, alright, tried it one night, and I was like, I woke up and I felt refreshed. And I was like, oh, that was a good sleep. That was the best sleep I've had in a long time. Like, I was at the point where I was actually going to my doctor to talk about my sleep. So I was like, okay. Tried it again another night. Loved it. And I was like, is this for real? Like, is this actually what's working? I use this almost every night at the moment. And I love it. I love it so much that I'm getting a little low on this bottle, to the point where I went out and bought the extra large version of it, so I don't have to worry about running out for a while. This is just something, if you're into essential oils and you really like that, I would highly recommend you look into it, especially if you're having difficulty sleeping. If you are having difficulty sleeping and are even skeptical about this sort of thing, I would just try it. They started selling this at Sephora. I don't know if they started or when they started it, but they do have it at Sephora now. And it works so well for me that, like I said, I went out before this was empty to go buy a giant version of it because I love it. I love it that much. But yeah, I got it in a FabFitFun box, and it is now like part of my nightly routine. I don't use it every night, but most nights it has definitely helped me fall asleep. It does have scents of like lavender and stuff in there, so if you don't like those type of scents, you might not like it. I personally am not a lavender person, definitely not like a scent I love, never anything that I gravitate towards, which is also why I was more skeptical. But you do smell it, it's not subtle, but it is so good, and it does help you fall asleep like that. So definitely something I would recommend you check out, unless you are sensitive to essential oils. Then, you know what, just avoid it altogether. The last thing I'm going to mention is not a cosmetic, but it is a scent. This is the Versace Crystal Noir perfume. Oh my goodness. This smells so good. And I'm going to just tell you, like, first of all, I like the packaging. I'm not sure if you are familiar with the entire crystal line from Versace, but a long time ago I had actually got my sister the Bright Crystal, and that kind of became her go-to scent for a while. So you know how, like, you don't want to have the same scent as somebody that you're really close with, so it's okay, you know, if you switch it up. So I kind of like the florally fruity scents as well, and very light and bright. So I generally go with, like, I have it back there, I don't know if you can see it, but my Marc Jacobs Daisy. And I went to store because I saw this, and I was like, oh, they have, like, extended this whole range of the line. Very similar packaging, just different colors. And I smelled this, and was just like, what am I smelling? This is amazing. So I sprayed it on one of those, like, little sheets of paper or whatever. Sprayed it. I took that with me that day. I took it, like, I went during my lunch break, and then I took it with me to work, and I was just smelling it. And I'm like, I know that's weird. Probably not great. But oh my god, it smells that good. It smells that good. I was just like, it was making me happy. And I tend to associate smells with feelings, and it was, like, making me happy. I was like, oh my god, this smells amazing. And then, so I ended up obviously going out and buying it, and I wore it on New Year's, and my friend was there when we got there and came and greeted us, and he gave me a hug and was like, what are you wearing? And I was like, excuse me? He's like, you smell so good. What perfume are you wearing? And I was like, well, Versace Crystal Noir. And I get a little uncomfortable when people comment on my scent because I'm like, that's a little weird and personal. But they're like, no, like, you have to tell me. I absolutely love what you're wearing. I need to get this for my girlfriend. Like, I love this scent. And, like, my boyfriend was standing there, and he has a terrible sense of smell. And he was kind of like, I don't smell it, so what are you talking about? But he smelled it, my friend, and was just like, tell me what you're wearing. I must get this. It is amazing. And I was like, okay. I've never had such a, like, intense reaction to a scent before, and it wasn't like from a distance. It was a hug, so it wasn't like I was overusing it or overwearing it. But I love it. I pretty much had the same reaction he did when I smelled it on my own. Like, I was just like, so I know it's kind of, perfumes are always a very specific thing, and people are very sensitive to them, but this is something that I discovered that I absolutely love. If you end up going to a store, I would recommend that you just go smell it. It smells so good, and it's like definitely a sexy, sultry, I would say it's more of an evening scent, but because I love it so much, I do wear it more than just evenings. but this is definitely something that I would say check it out. But don't rush out and purchase it, especially if you don't have a chance to smell it. I feel like scents are just such a particular thing that you need to smell them before you buy them. Oh, absolutely love. So that actually concludes my 2017 favorites of the year. If you have tried any of these and love them as well, let me know. And if there's other products that you like that are in your favorites of the year that perhaps I haven't tried, maybe I'll add them to my list of things to try in 2018, but please tell me down below. If you like this type of video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Have a great new year, everybody.